on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linen. Call 850-320-8388.
Golf is a game that should be fun, but to have the most fun, you need to play your best. That's where the experts at Golf Plus come in. Their friendly staff will guide you through the buying process, answer all your questions, and can help with any repairs you need along the way. Golf Plus is your custom fitting, club repair, and golf retail shop. Golf Plus staff is non-commissioned and will work with you to find the best product for your game, just like they've been doing since 1988. Golf Plus in Dothan and Panama City Beach. Fitting, repair, retail. That's Golf Plus.
Did you know that fees associated with real estate closings are virtually the same from one title company to the next? So what sets South Oak Title apart? Effective communication, customer service, expertise, and technology. If you're buying or selling real estate, refinancing a residential or commercial property, tell your realtor you want to close with South Oak Title. South Oak Title, with locations across the Southeast, including Panama City Beach, Inlet Beach, Destin, and Fort Walton Beach. Visit them online at southoaktitle.com.
Turf Pro Lawn and Pest Control. They take pride in caring for their customers' property by providing lawn and whole house pest control. Whether you have roaches or any other unwanted bugs in your home, Turf Pro has you covered. Or if your lawn needs weed control, fertilize, insect control, Turf Pro has you covered by providing custom treatments to meet your property's needs. No property is the same, so why should it be treated that way? Turf Pro, where the blue and yellow trucks make your lawn green. Call 850-890-5820. Mid-South Lumber, where they treat you like family. Locally owned and serving the residents of Bay County for over 45 years. See Mid-South Lumber for all of your DIY projects, including windows, doors, siding, lumber, and millwork. Are you building a new home? Bring your contractor in to Mid-South Lumber and meet with a member of their sales team to discuss your framing, siding, windows, and doors. Mid-South Lumber, the biggest little lumber yard in Panama City. 717 West 11th Street. Ellis Agency Insurance has been serving Panama City and Bay County for years. They offer a full line of affordable insurance coverage of all types. Many people are attracted to Ellis Agency Insurance because of their friendly, knowledgeable staff. Call independent agent Johnny Ellis for a true comparison of your personal or business insurance. Ellis Agency Insurance at the Old Cullen Insurance location, 1134 Harrison Avenue, across from Dandy Donuts in Delhi. Call 763-1627.
WVLQ Port St. Joe, WGSX, powered by Panama City Toyota.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
It's the next evolution of sports talk radio. The biggest stories and the biggest reactions.
Now.
And now we're taking
With the first pick.
This is the last ball you got to bat.
the Inside Drive. From college to the pros, interviews with the newsmakers, sports betting, your phone calls, and more. And now, the Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey. Broadcasting from the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios on ESPN Northwest Florida.
I was working in the lab late one night when my eyes beheld an eerie sight.
And good Thursday morning. My guy on the ones and twos didn't even I was thinking about it, but didn't even have to tell him. Brings us in with a Halloween song. Happy Halloween, everybody. You're listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. 104.3 here in Panama City Beach, all the surrounding areas. 101.9 down there in Port St. Joe. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. Search it up to see that live stream. You got to check out the video today. My co-host, he might need to eat a cheeseburger or two. He's looking a little pale and looking a little thin, no doubt about that. But just
you think he can vote?
Depends on what state. Depends on what state. But yeah. Now, hey, he doesn't have a pulse, but sometimes they make their way to the polls. I don't know how that happens, but just search us up, ESPN Northwest Florida, on our social channels. We appreciate everybody who tunes in every day, not only on the radio, but on our social channels as well. You can also download that free mobile app so you can see us on, well, you can't see us, but listen to us on your phone in the Google Play or Apple Store. Just search that up. It's 104.3 is all you got to do. It shows up in the beginning of your search results there. And of course, you can head over to ESPNPC.com. You can always listen live there as well. But just like we have on in the studio today. It looks like Pat McAfee is dressed up like a panda bear. And you can also watch that on Lucid Streams. Head over to ESPNPC.com. Scroll down just a little bit. That TV channel icon. It gets a free 3-day trial right now, but with code ESPNNW, you'll be able to get only $40 a month. $480 a year. Over 2,000 channels. All the sporting events. Literally every single one of them. All the local channels. All the movie channels. All the pay-per-view channels. Literally anything you could possibly want to watch is on Lucid Streams. And if you sign up now, you get a free 3-day trial. And, of course, $40 a month with code ESPNNW. Jay, looking a little thin today. Looks like you were indeed sick because you went downhill real fast. No doubt about that.
Well, Ryan, I got to tell you, Ryan, the fort just didn't make me feel any better. I lost a lot of weight, and our golf teams we're going to be traveling soon, so that's all I got for you today.
Just got to rest up. Rest up. You take it easy. Don't say too much. I know you got a big old expression on your face, and I appreciate you supporting the beach house hat too, as you do quite often here on the show.
Your premier place on the Gulf Coast for real estate, baby.
There you go. There you go. See, you did know that. You know a few things, my friend. Jaw's almost on the floor. But yeah, we're in the Where's Waldo because it was going to be Where's Jay, but he's here. He's here in spirit.
He made it, yeah.
So to speak.
I don't know if you get down to that portion, if you still got a spirit left in you.
Yeah. I mean, it might be a certain type of spirit, the ghostly spirit, nonetheless. But yeah, it is Halloween. Tomorrow is November 1st, getting ever so closer to that first college football playoff. And October has come and gone, and that means the World Series did not bleed over into November. It is officially over as of last night, and what a crazy, fundamentally just downfall for the New York Yankees. You do exactly what you need to do. You get up by 5 runs, and then things start to certainly take a change. Up in the fifth inning, top of the 5th inning, they were up by 5. They're feeling good. The energy's loud. They hit 2 home runs in the first inning.
Aaron Judge got it. It started with a bang, right?
Yep, and then Chisholm right behind him with another home run right there in the first, and then kind of hanging out. And Cole was having a great game, and he was still pitching good in the top of the 5th, but I think the total amount of salary, I think I saved that picture. Oh, let me see where am I? Oh yeah. So we'll talk about these errors here in a second, but the errors that happened by Aaron Judge and Garrett Cole, that's $684 million worth of superstars making inexplicable mistakes at the highest level in baseball and in the biggest moment you could possibly have. So hey, for kids out there that you're coming up learning the game of baseball, even the best can make mistakes. Are they supposed to? No, not really.
No, baseball is a game of errors.
No doubt.
A game of, being very good is being not very good.
Yeah, no doubt. So it kind of started with the routine fly ball to center field there for Aaron Judge. At the time, no outs, runner on first. He drops the ball. That kind of gets things rolling a little bit. And then Volpe.
Was it routine? Because I wasn't watching at this point.
He had to bend down a little bit.
Okay. But so it wasn't a can of corn necessarily.
No, it wasn't a can of corn. He had to run up a little bit.
And the ball was below his waist, and...
Yeah, it was probably at his waist.
And he was trying to catch around here. See,
instead of turning
if it's above your waist, palm up. If it's below your waist, palm down. That's simple. Again, I was in the middle of podcasting when this was going on, so it was like a 3-hour podcast last night.
Hey, that's good. That's good. I know you hadn't been on in a little while, right? And that's Kyle Wright's podcast.
Yeah, leave it at the table. We were talking music with DB Bassett and Drew Gorman and Kyle Wright, of course. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm kind of looking at it again right now. Yeah, no, it was probably about right here.
Okay.
And he maybe had to take 5 or 6 steps in to get to it.
But you're
Aaron Judge, man. And later in the game, he made this unbelievable catch going up into the wall. So
he robbed me of like $130.
Thanks, Aaron.
Yeah.
Thanks, Aaron.
No, I don't think that ball's out of the park. But I had to keep on with the Freddie Freeman streak. It ended last night, but come on, 6 games is still very, very impressive.
The record that's going to be a tough record to break because not only do you have to be in the World Series, but you have to play 6 consecutive games, and that may not just be in one World Series.
Right, and it wasn't the case for Fred. So,
and then a little bit later on, Volpe, the shortstop, goes to make a throw to get the force out in third, and basically throws the ball in the dirt, and the bases are now loaded with no outs. And then coming up next, you have he gets 2 outs going, and then just another kind of routine play as you're taught as the pitcher is, when the ground ball is hit to the first baseman, the pitcher needs to go over and cover that bag. A miscommunication between the first baseman and pitcher Garrett Cole, and Mookie Betts runs it out and gets safe. That scores the first run, and then it kind of gets blown a little wide open from there. You had a deep shot and double out there that scored 2 more runs. And then, Freddie Freeman ties the game up, rounding the base, and that gets, obviously, then they get the out at that point. And, we do have a caller on the line, Lynn Haven, Rob. We haven't heard from Lynn Haven, Rob, in a while. Hope you're doing well, Rob. What's up, man?
I'm good. I was just going to talk a little bit about Aaron Judge's miscue last night.
Yeah,
if you
please.
watch the replay, you can see just as the ball is going is inches from his glove, he takes his eyes off and like he looks
up at the runners.
Runner. Yes.
Kind of like a football player looking
away. That is a great
away.
teaching tool. Yeah. If anybody can get a copy of that to show kids, because you can see he takes his eye, because he's got big eyes anyway, and with that black underneath it, it shows. But he takes his eyes off of the ball just before he gets there, and he looks like he's looking to third base.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, he's thinking about what he's got to do next, but it's just like in football. You got to secure the catch first before you can start running.
Exactly, and wasn't that the third? Wouldn't that have been the third out? No.
There was
I don't remember
no outs.
now. I was thinking that they scored most of their runs after their, during all the errors and stuff. But I was in and out on it.
Yeah, so I'm watching the replay right now. It was there was no outs in the top of the fifth,
outs,
and there was a runner on first. Yeah.
But you're exactly right, Lynn Haven, Rob. That's exactly what happened. He looks up to see is that run. But I don't even know why you're worried about a runner on first tagging.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's
make the catch.
Right, we're up 5. You're coming in. You're on that line. You're 5-0. I mean, just get your outs. That's all we got to do. Just get our outs.
And obviously,
that was his first error of the year.
What a time to have it.
Oh, yeah, really.
Man.
And he makes a heck of a play on Freddie there earlier in the game when he jumps up on the fence. Now, it wouldn't have been a home run.
No, it would have been short, but it would have been an extra base hit for sure.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
But, what do you think about, obviously that ball that Mookie Betts hit to the first baseman had a lot of spin on it. It was moving real slow. So tough play for the first baseman to get that ball and beat out Mookie Betts. But Garrett Cole didn't even, give the effort to run over to first. When in doubt, cover the base, right?
Well, what was it, Buckner that let the one go between his legs years ago, and he's still, having a hard time with that. So, How much criticism are they really going to get, from here on out that they blew a 5-run lead in the 5th inning? That it just amazed me.
Yep, no doubt.
And the only bad thing is the Dodgers didn't get to celebrate at home. You know, so.
They're going to be partying though on the streets. So
they were actually burning stuff in Los Angeles.
Were they?
And looting.
Oh,
Unfortunate.
Yeah, they were looting stores. Of course, if they didn't take more than $999.
No doubt. But anyway, I mean, from that moment on, when the game was tied the rest of the way, it was a very, very fun game to watch. But you just felt that they weren't going to be able to recover from that. And then, of course, in the top of the 8th, everything that the Dodgers played great fundamental baseball. Took 2 big sacrifice flies, scored a run to tie, and then a run to take the lead. And they did what they needed to do. And then they brought in, I forget the gentleman's name, but he's normally a starter. It's an H last name. I forget the pitcher's name. But anyway, came in and the bases got, I think there was 2 runners on, got a huge strikeout.
Holmes?
No. I've got Jake Hainer stuck in my head. It's something I don't know. Anyway, he came in and pitched 2 innings and finished out the game. Even though the Yankees had Judge, Betts.
Oh, Walker Buehler.
Buehler. I should have known that one.
Buehler.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is that the Dodgers, they came back and won. They came back in game 1 and hit the grand slam in the 10th inning to wind that one up. The second game, really, I didn't think was, it was. They had they had the Yankees number at the plate the whole time. For their big dogs to keep swinging and missing so much, you could see that Aaron Judge was just frustrated.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And I really just think that the game night before last, game 4, when the Dodgers were just doing a bullpen, it's like let's not burn ourselves out here. Let's just let it,
Yeah, and they afforded themselves that opportunity because they got themselves up to a 3-0 lead, and Dodgers in 5 ended up being what it was. Dodgers now have 7 World Series titles, and they have the most World Series titles since 1958. That's when the Dodgers moved to Los Angeles. The Yankees obviously have 10, but that's not necessarily before 1958. The Cardinals 5, the Red Sox 4, and the Athletics 4. But the baseball season is officially over. The off season is officially started. So as you're home for the Atlanta Braves, we'll be picking that back up again in the spring. Rob, anything else you want to talk about?
Nah, we're good for the day, guys. I appreciate y'all. Have a good one.
Absolutely.
Hey, take care, Rob.
Thanks for giving us a shout. Absolutely. Freddie Freeman undoubtedly won the MVP as well. I think we kind of knew that one was coming. I think
good for him too, man.
No, absolutely.
Good for him. That was well deserved, obviously, with just the consecutive games with home run, opening up game 1 with a walk-off grand slam. Doesn't get any better than that. And then to keep it rolling into, Shohei Ohtani, a lot of Adam Goff brought up this point yesterday. Aaron Judge was getting a lot of flack, but Shohei Ohtani wasn't playing much better than Aaron Judge was, right? And the difference is when Aaron Judge isn't playing well and the entire Yankees aren't playing well, then that kind of gets exposed, you know? Yep. When Shohei's not playing well, but the Dodgers are continuing, firing on all facets, then it's one of those situations where, people aren't going to make a big deal out of something if that team is doing well.
Yeah, what do you always say about winning?
Well, I don't say this. It's Caveman Rig, but I love the quote. It's the best deodorant.
Yeah, absolutely. D-O. Winning solves a lot of problems when it comes to the sports world. No doubt. I think we got another call on the line.
LSU Jeff riding with the Inside Drive.
Jeff, how are you doing this morning? Happy Halloween.
Well, happy Halloween. I'm a little bit in a weird spot as a sports fan. And it's the fact that my teams aren't winning, like, the Saints and the Dolphins and the LSU Tigers, obviously. But I'm getting satisfaction from teams I hate losing.
Yeah.
And I'm sure y'all have all been in this situation. And I hate the Yankees, and this gave me a little bit of satisfaction at least, And then I hate the Bears, and the way they lost last Sunday, oh my God! Man. And it was against the LSU quarterback, Jaden Daniels.
Double whammy for you.
It made it extra special for me. So it's kind of like I'm a hater. I'm a hater this week, and I don't really like. I don't like being a hater, but. Hey, look, that's the only joy I can get when my teams aren't winning.
And that's sports, man. And you're not alone when it comes to that. Look, if your teams aren't doing well, you got to hold on to teams that you hate doing bad. Like, that's fair. That's sportsdom in a nutshell. No doubt about that.
It's funny how this World Series played out because in the beginning I'm just like, I'd rather both teams lose. And the more that I'm watching, I'm just like, I hate the Yankees way more than I hate the Dodgers, despite all the money. And it's like almost like I rekindled a flame with Freddie Freeman.
Yeah.
this World Series. I'm still going to hate him next season when he's playing against the Braves.
Well, of course.
But it's like, you see your ex-girl doing well with someone else out there, and you're just like, all right, I miss you. I miss you. That's how it was with Freddie Freeman.
And that's too, like when you're, when you got no skin in the game, when it's the championship of whatever sport we're watching, you try to find some little storyline to kind of pull yourself in and root for because you want to be excited about something if it doesn't. So it's either you're rooting against or you find a small, fun little storyline to certainly make that happen. But hey, those dually Yankees Cowboys fans. Now the Yankees made it to the World Series, but hey, they're a little down right now.
Yankees, Cowboys, the Tide, and the Lakers.
That's it. The quadfecta of bandwagon sportsdom. But yeah, LSU Jeff.
I have actually met people who are all three of those fans.
Yeah, it's not just a joke; it's a real thing.
and it's really just kind of sad. I mean, I'm kind of like, you just grab and jump any team, and it's not like there's any color theme. You know, like if you were just partial to red or blue or something like that, and you pick all the teams that have that color. No, the Lakers are not even blue. You know?
Well, depending on the jerseys they wear.
David's ironically wearing a blue Los
Kobe
Angeles
Bryant
Lakers
jersey, yeah.
Kobe Bryant jersey. Yeah,
but
works.
that's a good point. And my thing is this. All right, so if you're a Cowboys and a Yankees fan, you've been suffering actually for quite a long time. And if that's how you grew up, then I get it. Because if you're someone who you've been a fan of those teams your entire life. All right, but if you were a Patriots fan during the dynasty, now you're a Chiefs fan, now you're, those are the fans that I despise. I'm like, you're not even a fan. You just want to feel like winning all the time, and you got to go through the bad times with your team, right?
Absolutely. In order to enjoy the best part of when your team does in fact win, you have to deal with all the sorrows in order for that win to feel that much better.
Yeah, I had a friend of mine, and I said, he was a Notre Dame fan, and I said, have you ever been to Indiana? He's like, no. And I said, are you Catholic? No. And I'm like, why in the world are you liking Notre Dame? And it's just the pageantry, the history and everything that they liked about that. You know, I get that a little bit more than these other
if you make that decision based on something like that, then yeah, absolutely. And, we talk about this all the time. The majority of our fandoms is passed down through our lineage, through our family lines. And, it's kind of your choice whether to keep that going or not, or move off to something else. But that's the beautiful thing about America and sports is it's your choice who you want to root for. Just don't root for all the winning teams and bounce around a little bit. I don't know. Good discussion, Jeff. Appreciate you giving us a call. Anything else you want to talk about?
Well, who's your most hated teams? And we'll say just the top two out of any sport.
Man, probably both in the same sport. Dallas or the Chiefs and the Cowboys.
Oh, so the Chiefs have made it there for you?
The Chiefs have gotten up to because of recent history. Yeah,
gotcha.
We've been there, and they're the ones that keep doing it. And it's kind of my right to hate them, right?
I would say my two most hated teams: Yankees take the cake, and then obviously your rivalries in college football. Yeah. I think, and those stand out. So
a college football fan.
With Auburn, Tennessee, and LSU, those three are basically tied for. First, Auburn takes the cake for me.
Yeah.
And then it's Tennessee, then it's LSU. But I would say that Ohio State, because of their greatness, is right up there with those three teams. So if I were to just take away the natural-born rivalries of it and just go off of a team that I hate, it would be the Yankees and Ohio State.
I'm going to take off the Chiefs because I was thinking more the New York Rangers.
Yeah.
That's I grew up, obviously the Cowboys, but also grew up despising the New York Rangers.
What about for you, top two teams?
Oh, for me, it's got to be Yankees, obviously. And then I'm kind of torn between the Jets and the Bears.
What is it? Give me the reason for the Bears. What's your hatred with the Bears?
Well, you know what? It goes back to 2005. The Saints were playing the Bears.
Gotcha.
And it's funny. I like the '86 Bears, the Super Bowl that they won.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. I really respect that. I thought they were going to go get another one after that.
Super Bowl
but they
shuffle.
never did, which was disappointing. But no, it's like 2005. The Saints went and played the Bears for the NFC Championship, and the way that the fans treated the Saints fans up there in Chicago was like borderline, it was just ruthless. It really was bad. And then every time I've met a Bears fan, it's like I just don't have any love for them because they just seem to be I don't know, they're rough. They're rough around the edges. Some people say Eagles fans are like that or Giants fans, but the Bears fans are right there with those guys for sure.
Yeah, and I think the Eagles, that kind of tri-state area fandom, you almost have to be in that fandom to hate one of those particular teams. I mean, I hate the Flyers too.
Yeah.
I mean, because growing up a New Jersey Devils fan, really that was my biggest fandom in addition to the Niners because we didn't college football. You had Rutgers and a couple other things, but the Flyers, the Rangers, the Islanders.
I think in hockey for me it's the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why is that?
There's been some heated series with the Tampa Bay Lightning. I can't really think of anyone off the top of my head that
I'll give you one. Ty Domi. That guy was a jerk, and he was on the Maple Leafs. No, he'd skate by somebody and elbow him across the jaw.
You hate those guys when they're playing against you, but if they ever find a way on your team, though, you're like, man, I respect that.
Yeah.
I love gnats and I love bullies, like in the sport of hockey.
Yeah, he was just blatantly trying to hurt people. But that's kind of part of the game a little bit, too.
Enforcers.
Yeah.
Now, was there any team that ever made you shameful that you're pulling for them? Like,
the Dodgers?
So let's say Dodgers. Yeah, true. So like the Lakers were, creating their dynasty with Shaq and Kobe, and then I was pulling for the Pistons because I wanted the dynasty broken up.
Yeah.
I didn't really like the Pistons, but I was pulling for them hard because you needed the dynasty to break up. And that was what, Wallace and everybody, and Prince.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, Tayshaun Prince,
that was
man.
a great team, but I was kind of like shameful. I'm like, I don't really want to be for this team. And same thing with the Pistons when they were breaking up the Lakers rivalry in the 89-90, those back-to-back that the Bad Boys won.
Yeah.
I didn't really like the Pistons, but I'm pulling for them because I didn't want the dynasty happening.
That's another team I hate in basketball is the Detroit Pistons because they essentially caused they did, but their fans caused the Indiana Pacers to not be like that was the best chance we had for a NBA championship, and Ron Artest gets a Coke thrown at him, and the next thing you know, malice at the palace ensues.
I mean, that kind of goes back to what happened with Freddie Freeman, right? And those guys that fans can't do stuff to players. Can't touch him. Can't throw
Freddie Freeman?
Mookie Betts.
Gotcha.
Sorry, Freddie Freeman was just topical on my mind. And that's another big time remembering fan instance where fans they cross that proverbial blue wall, third wall, whatever it is, and obviously the rest is history. LSU
and
Jeff
that fan has no remorse.
No,
he's signing autographs. I mean, and it's one of those things where. When you get celebrated for the infamy of that and your fan base is okay with it, I don't have an issue with him not having remorse. Honestly, I really don't. I don't think he should be allowed back in the stadium.
Yeah, and they didn't last night.
Right, no, I know that, but I'm saying period because of what you did to a player. Mm-hmm. It would be one thing if you're just one swat, like out of reaction, boom, but grabbing a player's wrist, grabbing his glove and then having a cohort try to remove the ball, that's where it's like, all right, there's a line. You shouldn't be touching players anyways unless it's to help those players not get injured. Outside of that, I have a problem with that, but I don't have a problem with taking your 5 minutes of fame and running with it if your fan base. Now, if your fan base is like, man, I can't believe you were doing that or whatever, then you need to put a well, do that. You can take the Bartman route or you can come out with a public apology.
Yeah.
What about courtside NBA seats and they're yelling and screaming and nasty towards players?
My opinion on that is that's kind of part of the game, unfortunately. Like, as long as you're not being physical, like, you've got, and again, now things can cross lines, of course, but, it's kind of part of the home court advantage, right?
Yeah.
In professional sports. And, that's part of it. These players come out of the tunnel in the NFL and stuff like that, the away tunnel, the stuff that gets yelled at them. I mean, you got to have thick skin, but it's kind of part of your responsibility as being an athlete as well. That's just my 2 cents.
Yeah, I'm fine with people talking. I'm not okay with it. Yeah, just don't. But then there's also times where NBA players like Pat Bev last year, like hard chest pass at people's heads in the stands. It's so it goes both ways.
It does.
Well, my line that I don't like them crossing is when so you're yelling at LeBron James, we'll say. Don't bring his family into it. That's the line I don't like.
Yeah. I'm right there with you.
That's a fair line. Talk all you want about the player. Don't bring their family into it. LSU Jeff, we ran a little long on that one. We got to take a quick break. When we get back, we got a clip from Rob Gronkowski talking about those 2 Yankee fans that grabbed Mookie Betts. You're listening to the Inside
Take care,
Drive.
Jeff.
Happy Halloween. We'll be right back.
West Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Thursday morning. As we head into this afternoon and evening, mostly sunshine and a high of 81 with a gentle breeze around 11 miles per hour coming out of the south-southeast. For tonight, mostly clear skies and a low near 68. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and a high around 81. For Saturday, mostly sunshine and a high of 81. This weather forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Looking for a fast and convenient blood draw? Come to Panhandle CPR, 97 Oak Avenue in downtown Panama City. We partner with all local and national labs to get you quick, accurate results. No insurance, no problem. We offer affordable self-pay options so you can stay on top of your health. And for added convenience, we'll even come to you at your home or workplace. Call us at 850-381-4288 or visit panhandlecpr.com. Panhandle CPR, keeping our community healthy and safe every day.
Are you hungry for authentic Mexican cuisine? Then come to El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill, where we serve up the freshest, most flavorful dishes on the beach. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill, a great location, comfortable atmosphere, and happy hour from 3 to 7. Buy one, get one free, regular margaritas and 12-ounce house drafts. And you're going to love their lunch specials, Monday through Friday from 11 to 3. Plus, live music Wednesdays and Saturdays starting at 5:30. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill, Thomas Drive, across from the Navy base.
You hear it first. Sports talk right now. Back to the Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey.
I know it seems a bit overwhelming at first.
Broadcasting from the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios.
Something makes me think you'll get used to it.
On ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back. You're listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN at Northwest Florida. Happy Halloween, everybody out there. You too, Jay Henley. You haven't moved a lot this show, but you're looking a little stiff. So
I was hoping to see him do the dance.
If he was truly a ghoul, he might have done that. Popped up. That would have been a little creepy. Might have to walk off the show with that one. Real quick before we get to that clip, a little fun fact about the World Series. Every year since 2020, a player named Will Smith has won the World Series.
Yeah.
Back in 2020, Will Smith, the catcher, won the World Series. There was also a pitcher named Will Smith.
Oh, yeah.
The 2020.
You know, he's from, he played at Chipola, I believe.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
Maybe Gulf Coast, but I think it was Chipola.
A local connection nonetheless. And then the Braves World Series, they had a pitcher named Will Smith.
Same guy.
Same guy. Oh, same guy.
Yeah, it's the same guy. It's just two guys.
Okay, gotcha. So you saw this. Okay, good.
Well, no, I just know this. Because Will Smith, the catcher for the Dodgers, they won in 2020.
And then Will
they
Smith,
won
the
this
pitcher.
year.
So they just kind of, good for them.
Yeah.
Winning World Series. But yeah, did it in 21, 22, 23, and did it last
Will
night.
Smith, the pitcher, was kind of like Pat Maroon. Pat Maroon was like just winning cups like St. Louis Blues,
bouncing around.
Tampa Bay Lightning. Like he won 3 cups in a row.
And the pitcher's got 3 and the catcher's got 2.
Yeah.
So 5 in a row.
Real cool stuff.
Wonder where Will Smith and Will Smith will be next year, and if they have a shot to make it 6 in a row.
I think because Will Smith did it with the Rangers last year. That was his final one. So, Will Smith, the catcher, is still going to be with the Dodgers, and obviously they have a very
good shot
high
to repeat.
likelihood of
No doubt.
For the next 7 years, they're going to be just fine.
Yeah, no doubt. Real quick, we know, and David, you sent this one to me earlier today. You kind of found it. It was Rob Gronkowski talking about the fans there at Yankee Stadium, that he in fact knew them. Here's a clip of him talking on, I forget which show it was on, but him talking about that situation.
This is actually the first time I'm seeing this live, and here's a little fun fact. That guy right there grabbing Mookie Betts' glove
Don't tell me you know
was
him.
my friend in college.
Gronk, stop it right now.
He was on the ice hockey team, the club, Arizona Wildcats team, ice hockey team, and let me tell you, the whole hockey team, they were absolute maniacs. They were undescribable, just how wild animals, yes, how wild these guys were. Him doing that represents him very well. I mean, he is all in for his teams. He is all in for the Yankees. I remember him talking about the Yankees all the time, how he loves them so much. And that describes him perfectly, just doing whatever it takes to help his team out. But he's a beauty. He is a beauty.
Okay,
and I just want to say congratulations.
Congratulations!
For shining when your moment came.
Yeah. Crazy stuff. And hey, it sounds like they've been Yankees fans for a long time. So, and for Gronk to say somebody is crazy, they got to be pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, you know, it's legitimate at that point.
Yep. Absolutely.
Pretty cool, though, especially for him seeing the clip.
Yeah.
It's on Up and Adams, I believe, on the NFL Network.
Okay.
And for him to be like, oh, I'm just seeing this for the first time. But, yeah, I know that guy.
Yeah.
That's like Gronk as it gets.
Yep. He is as real as it certainly gets. That's for sure. All right, me and Dave are we're not going to do it yet, but we're going to do all the top 25 games. We're just going to pick spreads. We're going to pick over-unders. But first, I want to dive a little bit more in. We had the QB conversation yesterday and the NFL situation, and all this is stemming from Anthony Richard being benched. And some of the league executives kind of shared some thoughts, and reporter Jeff Howe from The Athletic had these quotes from some executives about Anthony Richard's benching. The lesson is not starting a guy before he is ready to play the hardest position in sports, especially a guy who has barely played in college. We hit that point a good bit yesterday. Both Anthony Richardson and Trey Lance didn't play a lot in college. And also, he was further behind than a lot of QBs who have recently come into the league. Richardson just started 13 games at Florida before he was thrust into the Colts starting role last year. Unsurprisingly, he struggled. But there is still room for optimism despite these young, struggling QBs. They asked, what do you do with these guys? They said, we'll trade them to the Vikings. Kind of. Sort of. Maybe. Darnold and his peers helped prove O'Connell's point. Geno Smith and Baker Mayfield are other examples of quarterbacks who broke out after their 27th birthdays and changes of scenery. A lot about what we were talking about yesterday, a lot about what Keith was talking about in his segment as well yesterday. They left the Jets and Browns, respectively, Geno Smith and Baker Mayfield, and two teams not exactly known for quarterback development. I think the Jets are very obvious with that. So are the Browns. The Jets have had like a million quarterbacks in the last 30-ish years or so. But if you look at some of the quarterback progression, comparing their passer rating before age 27 and after age 27, with the standard being they had to start at least 8+ games. Sam Darnold, before age 27, he had a passer rating of 76.4. Post age 27, a 107.2. Huge jump there in passer rating. Baker Mayfield, still great improvement, not as big of a jump. He was 87.9, his passer rating before age 27, and then after age 27, he had a passer rating of 99.75. Geno Smith, same trend, passer rating of 72 before age 27. After age 27, 93.8. Some other notable names there before those three guys. Alex Smith went from the face of the word bust while in San Francisco to a legitimate MVP candidate coached by Andy Reid. At age 28, Kurt Warner was quarterbacking the Amsterdam Admirals and was yet to become a Super Bowl MVP. Kurt Warner's still one of the craziest quarterback stories out there when it comes to what he did coming from them to what he did in the NFL. Rich Gannon was 34 years old when he made his first Pro Bowl after joining John Gruden in Oakland. Here's another crazy one, and if you've watched the story of Steve Young and his early career, he won just 3 of his first 19 games, throwing 21 interceptions and 11 touchdowns. After his brutal sophomore season, it took him 5 years to become a Week 1 starter again. Obviously, the rest is history. He went to go behind Joe Montana and then broke out and did some amazing things for the San Francisco 49ers, because his time in Tampa Bay was an absolute disaster.
I believe when we were living in Charlotte, I was 6 or 7 years old. I believe 6 years old when we lived in Charlotte. We watched Kurt Warner with the Iowa Barnstormers in an Arena Football League.
Wow.
Game. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Little fun fact there for the D. Hayes squad. But yeah, obviously all 4 of those gentlemen saw improvement either at age 27 or after an extended period away from action and then coming back to play football, with their evidence certainly being in the passer rating. Still using that 8-game minimum, 27 age. Alex Smith was a 67.3, went up to a 94.5. Kurt Warner just came into the league after playing arena football and then getting in there, and he had a passer rating of 93.8. Rich Gannon was 74.4, all the way up to 87.4. Steve Young with an abysmal 61.2, all the way up to a 97.7 passer rating. All of the 7 of these later carried breakouts shared by 3 traits. They were either 27 or older, in new organizations, playing for new offensive-minded coaches, or impressive coordinators. So kind of the story, maybe we need to be a little more patient with some of these that get thrust into the things and kind of have that second rebirth of the career. Obviously, time will tell, but the NFL has certainly changed a lot from when a lot of these guys were playing, as that some of these guys were playing over 30 years ago. As Mike Jones from The Athletic explained, organizational alignment, a clear development plan, and quality teammates are among must-haves for quarterback success. So when Lions OC Ben Johnson inevitably lands a head coaching gig, he might want to wait a few years and then give the Colts a call. And the Panthers, where Bryce Young is in fact starting again this week, you bet that Kevin O'Connell would. And then they go on to talk about a lot of other cool information, statistical stuff. But hey, kind of the moral of the story is not all these young quarterbacks are ready, and just because they busted out the first or did poorly the first couple years doesn't mean they have don't have an opportunity down the line. Still, undoubtedly the hardest position in sports to play with everything that's going on out there.
Yep,
indeed.
That was Jay.
Yeah, Jay, you're awful quiet today. Did you vote? I hope so.
He's on his way.
Yeah, there you go. Polls are open. Man, they got like the whole wrestling theme going on Pat McAfee.
Like
I saw Hulk Hogan. I saw
what you gonna do, brother?
Randy Savage was in there.
Oh, Macho Man.
Snap into a Slim Jim, brother.
He really did he did a lot for Slim Jims. I think. Yeah. I think without him, probably Slim Jims may not be around today.
Yeah, I don't know.
And they're pretty delicious.
Perfect midday snack.
Yeah. Can you just have one though?
No, you got to have a whole box.
Yeah. You go to Sam's and get 120 of them.
There you go. That's normally my lunch. 120 Slim Jims.
I feel like you need some fiber mixed in there.
Nah.
Maybe there's enough fiber in there.
Nah, I'm on a carnivorous diet.
There you go. Carnivore. I was trying to figure out, I have so many inflatable costumes in boxes. Like, how could I use the dinosaur and still talk to him? That's not going to work. That's not going to work. And it's really hot in there, too. Whew. Man, I remember doing the golf boards with that thing on in July. That was a mistake.
We've had some pretty cold Halloweens. I feel like last Halloween it was pretty cold because I went over there to Todd Mueller's house. PCB Hobby was having like a little show that they were doing, so I went over there. But it was cold last year, but I mean, we're right now looking like it's feeling like 90 degrees.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely warm. It's crazy how it's been getting real windy at night.
Yeah.
And then it calms down during the day, gets real windy at night. So hopefully all the trick-or-treaters tonight can take it easy. We're going to talk about some Halloween stuff probably in the Afternoon Delight debrief segment. We do have to do Jay will just have to do his pick'em tomorrow because I have to get your pick'em today because we are your home for Mosley Dolphins football, and you will be traveling over to Tallahassee tomorrow to cover or do the play-by-play with Kyle Wright for the Mosley's final regular season game of the season at Florida State High over there in Tallahassee. The Afternoon Underdogs will be from basically 4 to 4:30. Then Brian Haddad will take over with the...
Brian Haddad's going to be doing the Afternoon Underdogs anyways. It's going to be Caveman Rick and Brian Haddad from 4 to 4:40.
Okay.
And then
pregame
Banji Bombadella will join Coach Brian Haddad from 4:40 to 5:30. Then they'll kick it over to us, and it'll be Robert Fleming and Kyle Wright from 5:30 to 6. And then I'll take back over at the top of the hour, and we'll get into a little play-by-play there.
Absolutely, and hopefully a good, strong performance from Mosley, and hopefully a good, strong performance from Florida State High or Florida State University High, because you want to be tested as you're going in the playoffs.
Well, so as I was looking at the numbers, it's funny, me and Banji were talking about it, and we were talking about it off the air, and I was like, okay, so I had a feeling they've got a 1,000-yard passer, they've got a 1,000-yard rusher. Their running back though is only 5'5", so Raiden Bruins is probably going to be Tyler Tanner, and Joseph Cheemer are going to be able to take care of business against him. It's seemingly so, right? But then on the defensive side of the ball, they've got a young man with 13 sacks, which is a lot. They've got a lot of sacks accumulated as a team. And then you also have a young man that has 5 interceptions. Ooh. So, and Sammy's only thrown 3 this year. So I have caused that I have a feeling that it could be a closer game, but Banji's got Mosley winning by 28. So, and he's been pretty spot on with his. I feel like we've both been pretty spot on with our Mosley predictions. Like my score prediction for Mosley Gulf Breeze was 48-13. The final score was 48-7. So,
Well, if anybody's watched Mosley more than anybody else in our area, it's you.
Yeah, that's a fact. Well, and the parents.
Yeah, parents, of course. Yeah, no doubt.
And the student section and all that stuff. So I don't claim to know better than anybody else, but it is fun when you're watching a whole lot of them. Absolutely. And Lynn Haven Rob listens to just, I would say, almost every single broadcast, and 9 times out of 10, while he's listening, he's at another game as well, keeping eyes on that. So I know I don't watch more high school football than Lynn Haven Rob, that's for sure.
There you go. We got to go ahead and take a quick break. When we get back, we'll have some fun real quick with the with the college football top 25 slate coming up this weekend. You're listening to The Inside Drive. Happy Halloween, everybody out there. We'll be right back.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida is your home for the NFL.
Touchdown, Denver!
We bring you the biggest games every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night.
Oh, he's got the first down!
Plus, we'll broadcast more college football games than ever before.
He did what?
Live NFL and college football play here.
Unbelievable!
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Are you tired of hearing 2 weeks when you call to get your boat worked on? Hey folks, it's Chris Kramer with Kramer Marine and Outdoor, and we'll get you in and back out on the water as quick as possible. We're a full-line Yamaha outboard dealer and Suzuki outboard dealer, and we have master-trained certified mechanics on site. So if it's just an annual service, electronics install, trolling motor install, or all the way up to a full repower, we can take care of you. So stop by and see us in the corner of Frankfurt and 23rd next to Bill Kramer GM, or call us at 850-851-0453.
Reliable Copy Products is proud to be the exclusive dealer in Northwest Florida for Kyocera office equipment. Reliable Copy Products has been committed to providing professional, personalized service for the last 35 years. They understand that the right equipment does not always fall within today's budget requirements, so they offer several options for the equipment you need today for the growth you expect tomorrow. Call James Smothers at 784-6601. 784-6601. Reliable Copy Products on Harrison Avenue, just north of Bay High School.
Every love story deserves a perfect beginning. At Tracy's Fine Jewelry, we believe that your engagement ring should be as unique as your love. Explore our vast selection of certified natural and lab-created diamonds, each hand-picked for brilliance and beauty. Whether you desire the timeless allure of one of our hand-selected engagement rings, or you'd like to custom design the perfect ring, visit us today and let our experts guide you in finding the ring of her dreams, because love deserves the best. Tracy's Fine Jewelry, where love sparkles.
Don't mind me. I'm just playing through. Now back to the Inside Drive, live and local from the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine and Outdoor Studios. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Strange in the neighborhood. Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters!
And welcome back. You're listening to The Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Real quick, before we talk about some of these lines and over-unders in the college football world, Alex Ovechkin is within 38 goals of breaking the Great One's goal record. A record that's been around for quite some time. I still think nobody will ever touch Wayne Gretzky's points record.
Not even possible.
As it's kind of like Jerry Rice's receiving yards record. It's just an astronomical number. But here we are approaching. He didn't play last night, but a couple nights ago he scored 2 goals in that game to get it down to 38. David, how do you feel about records like this being broken? Do you like seeing them broken? Do you like seeing them stand?
I feel like I have split personality disorder whenever I'm thinking about a subject like this, because there's, on the one hand, or we'll call it two-hand personality disorder, because I have 2 hands here.
True.
And on the left side, which there's no really correlation to the left or the right, but with him breaking the record, it's us getting to witness history.
Yeah.
So that's really cool, and especially something that if you look back 10 years ago, even when Ovechkin first got started, or back to when he first started, he's probably been playing for 20 years now, it feels like.
He's been out there for a while.
I mean, it's funny seeing him all gray-headed.
Yeah,
you know,
like you were talking about the other day, you don't see that in hockey.
Yeah.
You don't see that in sports very often in general.
So the fact that we could possibly witness history of breaking a record that you never thought you would see broken, obviously of the ones that could be broken, of the ones that the great one holds, it would be the goals, not the points, and really not even the assists.
Yeah, the assists as well.
But then on the other side, it's like the records are meant to be broken, yes. But with a guy like Wayne Gretzky and kind of just his whole entire story, you know, going from the juggernaut that was the Edmonton Oilers and then going to LA and kind of becoming Hollywood to an extent. And I know him more as a New York Ranger because that's when I started getting into hockey a little bit more. I used to have this little Wayne Gretzky figurine that was when he was a New York Ranger, so I knew him more as that than anything until, you know, going back and learning about the history. So it's one of those that I would be fine if he does not break the record. If Ovi doesn't break the goals record, which 38 goals, if he plays 2 more seasons, I think he's breaking that record, provided he doesn't suffer any traumatic injury.
Yeah.
But if he does do it, then boom, we get to witness history, and it's going to be a very special moment. And then here's the other thing is, Ovi did it with one team.
Yeah.
Staying with the Capitals the whole entire time, to me, I mean, there's not many guys that you see do that. I would have loved to see Stammer spend his whole entire career with the Tampa Bay Lightning, but it just doesn't work out that way too often these days. You got basically, Sidney Crosby and Ovi.
Yeah.
And outside of that, you know, I can't really think of anyone that's prominent that has spent their entire career with one organization. So that makes it special in and of its own self. And witnessing history is something just like the fact that we get to live in the generation right now that we're watching Shohei Ohtani do what he's doing. The fact that we're, you know, that we got to witness Tom Brady, now Patrick Mahomes, right on the heels of that, because it normally doesn't happen, you know?
No.
Like, I mean, I guess Joe Montana, then to Tom Brady, you know, but you normally get, 2 or 3 really good quarterbacks at a time. We're in a situation right now where there are so many good quarterbacks.
Yeah.
I know we talk about all of the young busts and all of that stuff, and not that they're busts, but that there needs to be a higher potential potency of developing these quarterbacks. But the fact that you can sit here and rattle off 7 quarterbacks in the AFC that are viable to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league is special. So same way with this moment, if it happens in hockey, I mean, Freddie Freeman, that record, 6 consecutive games in the World Series hitting a home run. That's something that we might not ever see again, at least in our lifetime, right? And so it is special being able to take in those moments of history, because when you're a sports nut, regardless if it's someone that you don't like and they're doing that, LeBron James in his run,
last year, points record,
right. I mean, it's just something special. And if you appreciate sports and you appreciate greatness and all of the work, the blood, the sweat, the tears that they put in to their career, to their craft, it is just something that, yes, I would be fine if he don't do it, but if he does do it, I'll be happy to be able to partake in witnessing the history.
Yeah, good stuff. I like it. Alex Ovechkin's played 1,434 games. He's got 857 goals, 700 assists, and 1,557 points.
How many penalty minutes does he got?
I don't know. It's a good question. It doesn't have that here. I'm sure that's a good bit as well. But to kind of put that in perspective, I don't have how many games Gretzky played in his entire career, because there's a lot of playoff ones too. 894 goals, which Ovechkin is, like I said, 38 goals away. 1,963 assists. But the number that's just absolutely insane is 2,857 total points. That is your goals and your assists combined. And then when you talk about winning games, you talk about, obviously Gretzky was way more successful on the teams he was on than Alex Ovechkin's been. I think they've only won one Stanley
they won one cup. Yep.
But Ovi's plus minus, Jay, for you that doesn't know what plus minus is, when you're on the ice, when your team scores, that's a plus.
Makes sense.
When you're on the ice when the other team scores, it's a minus.
Oh.
Yeah.
What about a multiple or a division?
let's not get carried away, Jay.
Okay. Didn't know if we were going to bring algebra to the equation of hockey or not.
To the 10th power, all that good stuff. But Alex Ovechkin plus 48. Okay. Kind of for as many games as you've played, not really anything to shake a stick at.
What's Gretzky's?
518.
But he was also, like you mentioned, he was on some really good teams. And I would venture to say that Ovi, we know that he's been on worse teams than what Gretzky was.
Without a doubt.
But also, I would venture to say that there's been a lot of times where Ovi had to be on the ice and they're getting empty netters scored on them and all of that good stuff, which still leads to your minus. But it's not even close, right? Plus 550 compared to what? Plus 84, you said? 48?
48, yeah. Yep. Wow.
The dyslexia is really settling in.
Gretzky started in the 79-80 season. Ovi started in the 04-05 season. Kind of two different eras of hockey. Where you could say the era that Gretzky played in was a little bit more of a low-scoring era, a lot harder to score.
Yeah.
Penalties, the physicality of the game was certainly a lot different. Alexander Ovechkin's kind of been in the new wave of hockey. But just wanted to mention that. I'm going to kind of keep track of that as the season progresses. And because like David had in his nice little monologue there about records, I think one way or the other, it'd be cool to see it broken, but it'd also be cool to see a record like that stand. But if OV keeps playing at least another year, this is his 20th NHL season, so that's a lot of hockey. But there's a lot of guys that played a lot of hockey, too. Gretzky's last season was in the 98-99 there with the New York Rangers. I forgot he had that 1 year with the St. Louis Blues.
Yeah.
It was about a quarter of a year with the St. Louis Blues. Before then, he made the jump over to the Broad Street Bullies there. But, yeah. All right. Well, we ate up more of the college football stuff than I probably wanted to talk about. But let's hit a couple of these highlights.
Can't get me going on things that I'm passionate about, bro, because then I don't stop.
No, I'm actually very, very thankful because my co-host this week has been non-existent and
with mouth wide open.
That jaw is going to get locked down, and he's going to work it out a little more. His nose is looking a little bleak as well. Maybe.
Isn't it funny how? The nose of a skeleton is, or like when you see a skull and the nose is pushed in, but then our noses protrude because of the
cartilage. The cartilage.
I ain't got none in my knee, but got plenty on my face.
That's why they'll take when you get a rhinoplasty or something like that, they'll use cartilage from your ribs to fix.
What's a rhinoplasty?
A nose job.
Oh,
yeah. That's
funny. That is funny that they call it a rhinoplasty.
We'll come up with all these crazy words for plastic surgery.
Because like rhinos.
Exactly. Yeah. And then we'll have one that makes perfect sense when we talk about the nose. Oh. That show Botched. I've watched that a few times with.
Is that like botched plastic surgeries?
There's these two doctors that basically fix really bad plastic surgery mistakes.
I think the moral of the story: just don't get plastic surgery.
Yeah,
we're made that way for. I mean, there's certain situations,
medically and stuff like that.
But also on the flip side of that, do whatever it is that makes your pretty soul happy.
That's it. But yes, there's certainly some wild stuff on there. But we've got a game tomorrow night. That's San Diego State and Boise State.
We should have games tonight.
Yeah, we do. We do. This is just living in the. You know what? That's a good idea. Let's talk about the games tonight and see
if we know anything about it.
Because we don't. Liberty lost again.
Did they?
Last night as well. They dropped their last
weekday games.
That's it. Their weekday games are not being very nice to them. But yeah, you've got Tulane at Charlotte tonight. Tulane 6-2, 4-0 in the American Conference. The Charlotte 49ers are 3-5, 2-2 in the American Conference. Tulane is a 14.5 point favorite on the road. Over under 54.5.
This one's tough because Charlotte, they've lost big to Indiana, I believe. Yep. They've lost big to Navy. So off rip, when I hear that spread, I'm like, well, Tulane, obviously money line, but what's the money line? Got to be minus 600.
Oh, I'm sure it's a big one. Yeah, with it being that.
So you kind of, man, I'm a little.
Tulane's losses are to Kansas State 34-27 and Oklahoma 34-19.
Yeah, and they almost they've had some closer games too than what you would like. If I had a water gun to my head, I would take Tulane with the points, but this is a game that I'm going to stay away from. You said 55.5,
54.5, yeah.
I would probably take the under, man. I would probably take the under, like a 24-17 type game tonight.
Oh, yeah, that'd be good. Tulane is trying to stay up near the top of that American Conference, right there behind Army and Navy, who are both undefeated in the conference.
27-13, how about that? But that still would have me taking Charlotte with 14.5.
Yep, and that would have Charlotte with the points. No doubt.
Man, how about that? I might just play with that just for the fun to see how it plays out.
Put a 50 cents on it.
Can you do that?
I think you can go. I know you can add the cents on the.
Yeah, I know you can add the cents because I've done that just to see even numbers.
Yeah, I'm the same way. You have like 108.63, and you're like, all right, I'll pay 863.
Add that 30% on there. All right, now here we go.
They throttle you though if you try to go over 50 with that 30%.
Yeah, no doubt. So you just keep your bet under 50 to win 30% extra money, right?
Yeah, or you just bet 30% more on the dollars. It probably pays out more than the 50 with the 30%.
Hey, but no one's ever hated free money, have they?
Nope, not that I know of.
I can't believe we're getting these stimulus checks again.
All these other countries are like, oh, no, we hate this. We're going to give it back.
Yeah.
We're going to give it back. All right, speaking of give it back, we got to go ahead and take a break. When we get back, I want to talk about some scary movies and your favorite Halloween candy for our afternoon delight debrief today. You're listening to The Inside Drive. We're about halfway done on this beautiful Thursday. We will be right back.
Are you ready to go under the lights? Mosley Dolphin football is back. ESPN Northwest Florida brings you live play-by-play coverage all season long. With David Hayes.
Touchdown, Mosley Dolphins!
And Kyle Wright.
And the interception turns into points for the Mosley offense.
The Mosley Dolphins take on rivals Niceville, Rutherford, and the Bay Tornadoes. Exclusively on ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Thursday morning. As we head into this afternoon and evening, mostly sunshine and a high of 81 with a gentle breeze around 11 miles per hour coming out of the south-southeast. For tonight, mostly clear skies and a low near 68. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and a high around 81. For Saturday, mostly sunshine and a high of 81. This weather forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumberyard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Hello, this is Rick Vossen with RV of Panama City, your local Stormore portable building dealer, located at 2241 East Baldwin Road. Shopping for a garage, portable building, cabin? We build them anywhere from 8 to 16 foot wide, 10 feet to 60 feet long. We can do insulation, electricity, transom dormers, thermal windows. Come, let's customize a building together. Rick Vossen, Stormore Portable Building Dealer, Panama City.
WPLQ Port St. Joe, WGSX Lynn Haven. Powered by Panama City Toyota.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
With over 65 years of combined experience, Instant Replay Sports Cards is happy to help you take your collection to the next level. They carry all the new hobby boxes, signed memorabilia, and supplies. New and vintage cards in Pokemon. They sell and trade cards and are always looking to buy. They're an authorized source for Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and Leaf cards. Instant Replay Sports Cards is open 7 days a week at 752 West 23rd Street, down from Academy Sports. It can always be reached at InstantReplaySportsCards.com.
Coming in hot.
So hot.
It'll be a hot one. Really hot.
Goddamn.
The Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey. Live from the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios on ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back. You're listening to The Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Happy Halloween out there, everybody. David Hayes bringing us in with all these great Halloween
I'm crushing
songs.
it today.
I know. I'm very, and I was going to be like, David, let's play Halloween music today.
Normally, I always forget the holidays when we're like
kind of hard today.
Yeah, I see Where's Waldo. I'm just like, all right, well, let's keep it rolling because I don't think that's going to happen on the afternoon show today.
That's fine. That's fine. We don't have Jay, so we're just having some fun talking about all sorts.
We'd probably have even more fun if Jay was here, though.
Yeah, no doubt. But he's been under the weather. He's trying to get stuff. He's got to coordinate all these trips he's going on. At least we'll see him on Friday, but then we won't see him on Monday and Tuesday again.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. He better, because you're not going to be here.
What are the odds?
Yeah.
We had plus 850 for yes today and minus 1100 for no, and I just...
Yeah, you bet $1 million.
I don't got $1 million. I said all my...
No, you Lee Trovine'd it. You bet with money you didn't have.
There you go.
And it paid off. But, with that $1 million, you only won about $10,000.
Yeah, $10,000.
But, he said yes a few times. Normally, when he says, I got to see what... That's when you know it's a no.
Yeah.
That's when you know it's a no. I didn't even bother asking this morning because, when I text you, I was like, I feel like I know what the deal is this morning.
And he said the other day, he's like, I'll see you guys Friday. And I'm not even going to tell him that I'm not going to be here.
Yeah, I kind of missed that one. But yeah, you're listening to The Inside Drive. It is Halloween. Tomorrow is the first of the month. I'll get Smitty to play that every opening segment tomorrow and see if he can figure that one out for me. But
what if Jay brings his guitar?
Ooh, then he
could figure it out. Just tell him page 10.
Yeah, page 10.
First of the month, right there.
Jay needs to learn how to play first of the month between now and about 11 o'clock tomorrow morning.
It's almost. Oh, wait, just kidding. It's the 31st of the month.
It's the last of the month. It's the last month.
Remix!
Yeah.
Does he have a different costume on every segment?
No, he's been rocking that since the jump. It looks hot, too.
Yeah.
I guess he must be talking real loud. But see, he can stand up. Makes it a little bit easier.
You can stand up.
I can, but I'm not wearing I'm not wearing a pair of jeans like Where's Waldo does. Who's that one in the
Black Panther?
The Black Panther. Okay, I watched that movie on an airplane because it was the one of the 2 free ones that was available, so I watched it. Hulkamania, good stuff. We're referencing Lucid Streams TV, which you can head over to ESPNPC.com. Scroll down just a little bit, you'll see that TV channel icon. Right now, they're doing a free 3-day trial for ESPN Northwest Florida listeners. Then, of course, you get the big discount with code ESPN-NW. You get that down to about $40 a month, over 2,000 channels. Every sport game you want to watch, regardless of if it's that national game is in your market or not. All the local channels, all the pay-per-view games, literally everything you could possibly want to watch for a mere $40 a month. I know for certain that if you do have some form of entertainment when it comes to, I don't know if you can you still call it TV, even though it's streaming? It's on a TV. So
streaming TV.
Streaming TV.
I mean, what does YouTube call themselves?
Yeah, streaming.
YouTube TV.
TV. Yeah, that's true. That's true. The old YouTube. But yes, I guarantee whatever you're paying right now is way more than Lucid Stream. So do yourself a favor. While you're doing yourself favors, you can also download our free mobile app inside the Google Play or Apple Store and just search 104.3. You know the deal with our social channels. You know the number. If you're listening to it on your car, you're tuning to 104.3. If you're locally here or if you're down there on the Forgotten Coast, 101.9. Bill Kramer, GM and Kramer Marine and Outdoor. I saw Will Kramer at the dealership this morning. Saw on Chris Kramer's social media page. He was dressed in the Macho Man Randy Savage getup, looking fantastic. When had a doctor's appointment this morning, went over there. They had the CEO and one of the other top execs of the hospital were out there in the inflatable sumo costumes having a good time. So everybody's having some fun on Halloween, but there's no more fun than getting yourself a new vehicle or even a used vehicle there from Bill Kramer GM. They also have service. They'll get you in and out quick. If you need a bigger procedure than that, I don't know if you call it a procedure when you're talking about your car, but they can do that as well. They'll service not just GM, they'll service any vehicle. Also, your trade-in value is still very high. And of course, Kramer Marine and Outdoor. It's we're moving into that fall fishing season. The bay fishing is catching on fire. Obviously, when the wind's not blowing too hard out there, but you can get yourself a new boat, get yourself a used boat, get your boat fixed, trade in your boat, or have them sell your boat. That's all the things that Kramer Marine and Outdoor can do for you. Of course, they sell the family of Seabourn, Sundance, Spider, and Skeeter. It's like a foghorn Skeeter. Skeeter. You can check out all that new and used inventory at KramerMarineandOutdoor.com. Foghorn.com. Foghorn's such a good sound. It's right up there with the what was the one from yesterday? The NFL draft sound. That's a fun one too. It just gives you some excitement. But all right, let's talk about some Halloween stuff for our afternoon delight debrief today. According to Rotten Tomatoes, these are the top 10 scariest horror movies ever. Now, there's a lot of, we were talking a couple weeks about this Terrifier series. There's a lot of these other one-off stuff, but this is, according to Rotten Tomatoes, who's, one of the more prominent movie reviewing companies, so to speak. Number one on the list from 1973. I'm sure D. Hayes can guess this one off the top of his head. He'd never want to see one in person, that's for sure. Number one scary movie of all time, 1973. We've played the theme song on the show before.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
No, but good guess.
Halloween.
No, but good guess. You don't want to see one of these in person. Be scary.
Ghostbusters.
I don't want to see good. Well, I want to see the Ghostbusters if this is happening. But yeah, The Exorcist.
Oh, The Exorcist.
The original Exorcist.
That's terrible.
Yeah. Scary stuff, nonetheless. Number two on this list is, I don't think I've seen this one. It's called Hereditary. It's a 2018 film. Writer-director Ari Aster made the huge splash with his featured directorial debut. A dark family drama about the nature of grief couched with a supernatural horror film. Toni Collette earned a top spot in Pantheon of the great Oscar snubs with her slowly ratcheted up to 11 performance of the bedeviled mother Annie. But the biggest movie's shock came courtesy of, well, we won't spoil it here. Thanks, guys. I've never seen her. Have you heard of Hereditary? I know you're not a big movie guy in general, probably let alone scary movies.
No, it just depends on the company that I'm with that wants to watch it or not.
Yeah, absolutely. Next is The Shining, The Conjuring. The Conjuring.
I do think I might have seen that one.
2013. Yeah, that's another intense one. That's for sure. Next on the list is The Shining, just a classic. When you think of horror, scary movies, The Shining is always one that certainly comes to your mind. I know. I saw they were doing a big thing at that hotel out there in I believe it's Estes Park, Colorado, where The Shining took place in that hotel. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, number 5.
Seen that one.
Yeah. The Ring, that was big. 2002, I was getting close to graduating high school, and that was a big topic of conversation with a lot of people. And, I feel like the more realistic the scary movie can feel, the scarier it is, which
the more makes me not want to watch it. Which apparently this Hereditary movie is an extremely dark, creepy horror movie with ghosts, seances, death, burned bodies, severed heads, a deadly car accident, maggots, flies, ants, blood, and scenes of rage, screaming, and panic.
Ooh, spooky. Halloween, the original Halloween, 1978 Halloween, Jamie Lee Curtis, and put John Carpenter on the map with that great classic film there as well. Sinister from 2012. I don't think I've seen that one. Insidious from 2010.
I think I saw that one.
Okay.
Yeah. No recollection of it though.
Yeah. And then of course It.
Yeah.
It. And
read the book.
Yeah. Guys, yeah, Stephen King does. He writes. If you enjoy reading and you like thrillers, Stephen King is certainly a great one for that. That's for sure. All right, let's talk about something a little less spooky, and that's Halloween candy. The top 10 Halloween candies.
Whoppers, baby!
In America. I don't think the Whoppers made the list, but I will say, based on this list, chocolate seems to be the dominant feature in most of these candies. There's a ton more sour candies out there nowadays, a lot of gummy candies, but the original OG, the chocolate, still reigns supreme in the United States of America. Number 1, can you guess?
Reese's.
Bing, 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 bing. Overwhelming.
Yeah, that's
Reese's.
my favorite.
Yeah, it's best favorite too.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I mean, it's 2 out of 3. It's not my favorite. But
what's your favorite?
See, I don't.
Snickers.
No, if it was chocolate, I'd probably chocolate-ish.
Almond Joy.
No, heck no.
Okay.
No,
they're all right.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of nuts in chocolate.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just not. I'm more of a, if I had to choose and there was chocolate or there was something sour, I would lean to something sour. But if I had to choose chocolate, I'd probably live in the Milky Way world.
Ooh, Milky Ways are decent.
And the reason why is because growing up playing golf with my dad primarily, it'd be hot in summer. You'd come across the beverage cart or the caddies, what that lady in that article said, and then she's like, "Oh, do you want something?" And my dad always be like, "Get a frozen Milky Way."
Ooh, a frozen Milky Way
on a golf course.
Yeah,
in the heat. A frozen Milky Way is top notch.
I mean, really, Reese's, anything, man. If you take those things, you can put them in the freezer. You can even put them in the fridge, whatever. But chocolate is so good cold.
Yeah.
And just give it about 10 seconds or so. Maybe hold it in your hand for a second so that it,
So when you're biting, you're not breaking your teeth.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Number 2 on the list.
Fudge rounds are also very good if you put those in the refrigerator. Yeah.
Good to know.
Fun fact.
Good to know. It's a scary looking jester. All right, number 2 on the list. We'll give it a guess.
All right, I'll say Snickers.
Close, but no.
Close, but no. So let's go Twix.
Nope, but still in the top 5. You've gotten 2 additional ones in the top 5, and this brand has the other 2 spots. But it's a different variety of
just the regular old Hershey's bar?
Nope, that's in the top 10 though. You're covering the rest of these questions.
I mean, it's kind of
it's chocolate. Yeah, there's only one there's actually 2 that's not chocolate.
So number 2 is not Snickers. It's not Twix. It's not the Milky Way, is it?
Nope.
All right.
Think outside of a candy bar, because I think that's where your head is right now.
Oh, peanut M&Ms.
Peanut M&Ms are number 4.
Regular M&Ms?
Regular M&Ms are number 2.
Okay.
All the different colors, but they all taste the same.
Peanut M&Ms blow regular M&Ms out of the water.
Yeah.
I don't know what's wrong with that list right there, but that is a problem I have.
M&Ms number 2, Snickers number 3, Peanut M&Ms number 4, Twix number 5, Kit Kat number 6.
Ooh, break me off a piece of that Kit Kat.
A little rice in there. Hershey's milk chocolate, the original milk chocolate, number 7.
Number 8, Three Musketeers.
No, Three Musketeers did not crack the top 10. I know that nougat.
Yeah.
I was a big Three Musketeer fan growing up.
Yeah,
right there behind Milky Way.
because it's light. It's light.
It's not not as heavy. That's for sure. Number 8 is the Milky Way. Number 9 and 10. These are non-chocolate candies, and again, this is based off of what people buy for Halloween. So maybe it's not what they like; it could just be like what they like to give out. But and then they do break it down: most popular Halloween candy by state, which Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, M&Ms, and Peanut M&Ms are a very dominant force. Obviously, with it being number
Florida.
Well, in most states, it's Reese's Peanut Butter Cups in every state except for Hawaii and Idaho.
Oh, they're just like the Hawaiian sweet rolls over there.
Yeah, there you go. Peanut M&Ms in both of those. Montana and Nebraska, regular M&Ms, as well as North Dakota. So if you're up there in the, I don't even know what you call that region.
God's country.
Yeah, God's country, the sky country. M&Ms certainly reign supreme. South Dakota, of course, M&Ms as well. Utah, peanut M&Ms. And Wyoming, peanut M&Ms. So it's really isolated to that kind of Four Corners area going up into God's country, where everywhere else it is Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. But 9 and 10, non-chocolate.
Non-chocolate, so the sour gummy crawlers.
No.
That's
a good one, though.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Unless you get a whole bag and then you're like...
The blue and red ones are the best ones.
Yep. The green and the red and yellow are decent too, but the green and yellow.
Oh, Starburst.
Yeah,
Starburst. No, not Starburst.
No, not Starburst.
All right. So it's not a chocolate.
Not a chocolate. I'll give you a hint. One's sour, one's just sweet.
Okay, so sour gummy bears, sour straws.
No, but you were on the right. You were close.
Sour. Well, yeah, because I'm saying sour, so it's going to be close.
Yeah, no, but what you followed it with was close. They make. I'm trying to think of a hint without giving you
sour animals.
Okay,
sour dinosaurs.
You're so close. It's in the name.
Sour.
Do you remember the dolls? The cabbage Dolls.
Cabbage Patch Dolls?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
Sour Patch Kids.
There you go. So it was impossible to give you a hint without
Yeah.
you getting it right away. Yeah, Sour Patch Kids coming in at number 9.
Okay. I'd much rather have the gummy worms or the sour worms than the Sour Patch Kids.
You got to be careful with Sour Patch Kids. You eat too many of them, then your taste buds start to fade away, and then everything tastes like rubber for about a week.
Like one of my favorite growing up was the Warheads.
Oh, yes.
Remember them?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they still
and the extreme sour Warhead.
Yep.
You like put it in your mouth, you're like, then all of a sudden when you get to after the sour part, then it's like, ooh, this is real good.
Yeah.
That's what my favorite flavor was.
Black cherry.
No, that's a real good one. But come on, man. I tell you guys all the time what my favorite flavor of anything is. Blue raspberry.
Oh, blue raspberry. Yes. Watermelon, green apple, lemon, blue raspberry. Costco used to sell a big thing of just black cherry ones. Yeah. And we'd be like, how many can you do at once? And we'd do like 5 or 6, and everybody couldn't taste anything for a while. And
that's what we used to do with the hot sauce or the fire sauce packets at Taco Bell. Now it's Diablo.
El Diablo. But yeah, number 10. I'm going to try to not hint.
Haribo gummy bears.
Nope, but a good guess.
Okay.
Good guess.
This is difficult here.
It could be a lot of different things.
Skittles.
Bingo. That was difficult. Number 10 on the list, the Skittles. Yeah,
I like doing these lists like that, guessing and figuring out.
Caveman Rick, what a horrible list.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a chocolate heavy list. Yeah, I mean,
I don't disagree.
And this is the consumer, right? This is what they're buying for Halloween. So
you know what else is really good? The Hershey Kisses with the almonds in them, or I don't know if it's almonds or like there's some sort of nut in them, and those are some of my favorite. And Mr. Goodbar, Goodbar, bro,
and Crackle.
Crackle was all right. That was kind of just like the Crunch Bars.
Yeah, so very similar to Crunch Bar.
That was my mom's favorite. Oh, here's one. How about the Zero Bar? Because I love white chocolate. And the Zero Bars are white chocolate. It's almost like a Three Musketeers type deal, but instead of regular milk chocolate, it's white chocolate. I love white chocolate, man.
The Hershey's Cookies and Cream Bar is a solid one as well.
Yeah, brother. Cookies and cream ice cream, bro. Like when you dig through there, and then you sometimes get the gold nugget, aka
the
big full cookie.
Yep.
It's like, yes, sirree, Bob.
No doubt. One of our listeners said Twizzlers. Yeah, see,
I'm okay with one or two of them.
It hurts your belly.
I mean, it's just, it's one of those things that once you eat one, you're like, and then you take another bite, it's like, all right, it's a little bit better. Like, it's like.
It grows on you.
Yeah, exactly.
My mom's a huge Twizzlers fan.
My Mimo liked black licorice. Like, ugh.
That's an acquired taste. That's an acquired taste. That and Jägermeister pretty much the same thing. Pretty much.
It's a shot of deer blood.
That's what they said it was, right? Yeah, there's another one too. It says it's a unique pick. So to make things interesting, Instacart dug into the data and pulled out the most uniquely popular candy. For example, the people in Florida buy Milky Way dark chocolate bars 248% more often than the national average. Let's see if I can find. So let's see. Steve, for you, since you're listening, Maine, their unique pick was candy corn. What do you feel? How do you feel about candy corn? Take it or leave it?
I would probably leave it more so than I would take it.
Yeah. I think candy corn is one of those things. You either love it or you know.
Maybe if you made chocolate candy corn, like there's not even candy corn at all. It just looks like candy corn, but it's chocolate.
But chocolate flavored.
Yeah.
There you go. Tootsie Rolls is Missouri's unique pick there. I saw Nerds, North Carolina's unique pick. Bought more than bought more than the national average. Nerds. Did you ever get? I always love getting Nerds when you go to like the lake in the summer and you go to the snack bar and you'd pair a box of Nerds with a screwball that had the gum on the bottom of it.
Screwball.
You remember the ice cream? Yeah. Sorry, I pivoted from candy to ice cream very quickly.
Well, there's a liquor that's called Screwball.
Yeah, that's
like,
that peanut butter.
Flavor,
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, I like that, the original screw. It was like a sherbety kind of thing, and then it had that.
My favorite ice cream-wise was probably Choco Taco.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Jay's never had one of those.
I know, man.
I could fit a Choco Taco in his mouth right now. He's got it wide open.
It's crazy, too, because that was the first. I remember the first time I ever saw the ice cream truck, and my papa took us down to the ice cream truck, and that's what my papa and my dad, and Dad was like, let's get a Choco Taco. And then from then on, it's like, that's my go-to.
That was your go-to. Well, there's going to be a lot of candy handed out tonight to the kids.
Check them bags. Make sure ain't nothing open.
Absolutely. If it's open, don't eat it. There's a lot of bad stuff floating around out there.
I also saw these little things. I guess they're like compressed napkins. And I guess people are putting those in like with Halloween candy or whatever, and so it's in a plastic bag or whatever, but if one of your kids is young and they don't know that it's not candy, they open it up, they eat it, and then whenever that water gets it opens up.
That's horrible.
I mean, come on, like
people suck. Ugh.
Golly, it's such, and this could be such a, it's one of those things that's just memorable for the kids, especially the trick or treat, and like for the adults that do it and all. It's just like that's just another excuse for you guys to party, whatever, do your thing. I don't care. But for the kids, man, it's one of those this is a very memorable holiday for them, because I remember one of my first times that we ever dressed up, I was Bugs Bunny because my cousins called me Bugs Bunny. I don't know why my mom did this to me, but I had big, like my teeth were big, so my cousins would call me Bugs Bunny. So I was Bugs Bunny for Halloween.
You gotta embrace it.
My younger brother, were 23 months apart. He was a carrot.
Nice, nice.
So one of them dual costumes.
I thought you were going to say the Elmer Fudd, the guy that's trying to shoot you. But
it's a hunting season.
When did and obviously I've got kids. They've been trick or treating for a while, and I think we're probably getting a little closer to the end of that. But I remember growing up as a kid, trick or treating, you would knock on the door, and then
it's not like that no more.
Basically, there's a lot of people that just sit outside their house.
Well, that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
that's kind of cool. I mean, I always love the element of knocking on the doors.
And I get it, because if you're in a neighborhood where there's like a ton of kids, like open the door, close the door, open the door, close the door. That's a lot of work. So now a lot of people just camp out outside, and you walk up and get your candy and kind of go from there.
It's like a hangout event. It's like tailgating, but
that's a great analogy. It pretty much is like a giant tailgate now.
I mean, that's cool, and it also is in this day and age where people don't even like people knocking on their door or whatever. It's almost because back in the day it was if your light was on, that means you could knock. If your light was off, don't knock.
Yep,
or whatever.
The universal signal of we are handing out candy or we are not.
Exactly.
And that still exists a little bit. I mean, if the house is dark, there's no lights on, usually you just move right on. But
I remember one year, like, I was up in my apartment and I forgot to turn the light off. And it's the upstairs apartment, and, we're kind of like far off the road. And next, I get a knock on my door from kids. I'm like, oh my gosh! Like I don't think I've ever walked to an upstairs apartment to knock on.
That's cool.
And it's like the stairs at that point. I was in the middle of refixing the stairs.
Yeah.
So some of them were a little weak. I was like, oh, all right, light off here.
Yeah.
I can't believe that. Like I'd never had anyone knock before.
And
I was the only one.
That's an interesting thought. Like that you could knock out a lot in a small area.
Yeah.
As long as everybody's participating, of course, and you get a little exercise at the same time.
Man, like St. Pete trick-or-treating was, it was awesome, because in one neighborhood, I mean, you've got, there was so many, and what was one of the best things too, when you get those, and it would only be one a year, but the full-size bars.
Yep. Can't hide money when you go to somebody who's got a full-size candy, especially nowadays. I mean,
we would go across, because our neighborhood was not very, we hit our money very well. We didn't have very much of it, okay? Yeah. But if you would go across 16th Street and go a little bit further, this is down in St. Pete, obviously, but then you started seeing the freaking houses just getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's like, that is where we're going.
And the candy escalates on the way up.
Oh, man, we would get on our bikes and we would just go, man.
I remember the neighborhood we lived in North Augusta, South Carolina, before we moved down was massive. And, not big homes, but just a massive neighborhood. And they'd have cops at the entrances because there were so many people that would come from outside to get in there. And it just, it would get logjam. I mean, if you didn't get home before 4:30, you weren't getting home until, after 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
So it was certainly a big event. And it's what kids need to be doing. They need to be going out there and having fun and trick-or-treating. So be safe tonight. I know we ran a little long. We've got to go ahead and take a quick break. You're listening to The Inside Drive. We'll be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida is your home for college football and the Auburn Tigers.
He dives! He's in! Touchdown Auburn!
We heard you, Tiger fans. So this season, we're airing every single game. And you can take that to the bank.
It's picked off in the end zone!
Plus, the biggest games in the SEC and around the country play here on your official station for college football, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good afternoon. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your forecast on this Thursday. Mostly sunshine the rest of the day with a gentle breeze out of the south-southeast around 11 miles per hour and look for it to be 81. Tonight, there will be mostly clear skies with the temperature reaching 68. Mostly sunny tomorrow with a high of 81. Saturday, we'll have a high of 81 and mostly sunshine. This weather is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Are you looking for a place to take a leak? Do you have a truck, tractor, or other hydraulic equipment leaking or not performing as it should? At Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, we can get you back to work. Do you have a busted or leaking hose? We can typically replace them while you wait. Hydraulic cylinder or pump needing repair? In many cases, we can have it back to you the next day. Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, 6840 Highway 77 in Southport, just south of Tractor Supply. The best place in town to take a leak.
Hey, Gator fans, bring your family and friends to Rocket Lanes, home of the Panhandle Gator Club. While you enjoy Gator football watch parties in the sports bar with fellow Gators, your family and friends can enjoy bowling, roller skating, and the many entertaining electronic games. All Gator fans are also welcome to attend the Panhandle Gator Club meetings, 6 p.m. every second Tuesday of the month at the same location. Follow Gator gatherings all year long at panhandlegatorclub.com. Go Gators!
Broadcasting from the Phil Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios. This is not for the casual fan. This is for the warriors. This is for the legends.
We came, we saw, we kicked its ass.
It's the Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey on ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back. You're listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida, home of the Auburn Tigers. Coming up, pregame coverage this Saturday, 10:45. The Auburn Sports Radio Network will be bringing you the pregame coverage, and we have Brad Ball bi-weekly on Tuesdays. Of course, Andy Bertram will be on the call, and Jason Campbell in the booth hanging out with him as well. But that kickoff 11:45 against the Vanderbilt Commodores coming into town. Looking forward to seeing if Auburn can extend their it's almost a streak. They win this game, they might have an SEC streak of 2 games, but Auburn's trying to repeat a little bit of what they did over there in Lexington last weekend with a good Vanderbilt team coming into town. They just lost to Texas by 3, and of course playing a lot better maybe at home than on the road, but an opportunity for both teams to get another big win. It's also Thursday night, which means we've got some football going on tonight, and that is a game we were talking a little bit about the other day. Just still confused. I don't know if confused. When you give the 3 points for the home field advantage, it's really like the Texans are favored by a point on the road against the Jets. But maybe Vegas just thinks that the Jets are going to break through at some point and win a game. Aaron Rodgers is his longest losing streak, tied for his longest losing streak in his career, as they've dropped 5 straight games, and they are 1-2 at home at MetLife Stadium. But hey, just another primetime game for Aaron Rodgers, but at least we get to see C.J. Stroud on the other side of this ball this time, and Joe Mixon, who, since he's come back from that high ankle sprain, has been tearing it up.
Yeah, he has.
And he's been playing some great football and taking the pressure off those receivers for the Houston Texans. As we know, they lost Stephon Diggs to an ACL tear, and Nico Collins not quite back yet. So Tank Dell, John Mechie, of course, Dalton Schultz are probably going to have a big role tonight if the Houston Texans want to win this game. David, Jets are -2. Total is 42.5. What are you liking in this one?
Oh, man. Yeah, something spooky about this line, right?
Yeah, it is Halloween, so maybe that's why it's a little bit spooky. I like that. It's a spooky line.
It's one that's really making me think. I'm almost scared of it. I think that I'm not going to put a bet on until this is going to be a live bet for me.
Okay.
Third quarter, so the sweat is a little bit less time there, so I want to see what's going on here. But if I were to bet on this prior to going into it, I do think that I would take the Texans. I just think that they're a better football team. I think that they're better coached, and it's not. We know that they're better coached.
Oh, without a doubt.
I think that there's less drama going on with the Texans. My thing is Dalton Schultz going to be a bigger part of this offense? Is Tank Dell going to be able to step up? And it's not just the lack of Nico Collins. Now it's the lack of Nico Collins and Stephon Diggs. I think the defenses are comparable if we're talking about the Jets last year.
Yeah.
But this year, there's just been a drop-off. They got rid of their best defensive coach. So I'm going to say Texans, and then what do we have, 42.5?
Yeah, 42.5.
Oh, man.
That's a tough one.
I know, because I'm thinking 23-13. What's that, 36?
Mm-hmm.
So I like the under.
Yep. Absolutely. Some props from this game right there.
But what mask does Aaron Rodgers wear tonight on Halloween?
I don't know. Hopefully one where he throws the ball to his team and not the other team. But yeah, I think the Joe Mixon anytime touchdown prop, even though there's not a ton of value, is minus 145 right now. Now, if you like that first touchdown, it's plus 350. Breece Hall also has an anytime touchdown of minus 130. First touchdown plus 450. So hey, some opportunity there. Passing yards, David Hayes. Aaron Rodgers the over-under's 231.5. Under. I like it. CJ Stroud, 221.5. I think they're dropping him down a little bit because of Diggs and Collins being out. But I
would need to go back and look at CJ Stroud's last 5 games.
Okay.
Because automatically, like when you say that, I'm like, over. Easily over. Like 250, I think. I think 250 is the benchmark for CJ Stroud. Just because he doesn't have Stephon Diggs and Nico Collins, that,
here you go.
Plays a role.
Colts last week, 285. Green Bay the week before, 86.
Yep.
New England the week before that, 192. Buffalo the week before that, 331. Jacksonville the week before that, 345.
So I would say over then.
Yeah.
Because it looks like he goes 2 games high, game low.
Yep.
2 games high, game low. So, but he did have 2 games, back to back, right? With 196
192 and 86. Yeah. So 2 up, 2 down, maybe 2 up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going over.
All right. I like that. I like finding a trend that makes you feel comfortable, right? That's betting in a nutshell. And then let's look at Aaron Rodgers real quick and see where he's. I know you like the under
191.
Yeah.
No, I don't know what his numbers are.
Ayahuasca. All right, let's see stats.
I might be way off base too, and just using the media bias against Aaron Rodgers right now.
No, I don't think you're way off. All right, last 5 against the Patriots, 233. Against the Steelers, 276. Against Buffalo, 294. Against Minnesota, 244.
See, I was wrong.
Yeah. Well, and then in London, 225. So
I'm going to change it, brother. I'm going to go with the over tonight.
Do it.
I'm going to go with the over, and maybe I'll take the over on both quarterbacks tonight.
Yeah. Well, and maybe that's a good option there. Now we look through some of these stats. Obviously, he's thrown several interceptions as well. He had none in the last game against the Patriots, which they lost, which kind of led to the conversation of where we are now. He did have 2 against the Steelers, 1 against Buffalo, 3 against Minnesota, and none 1 against December. So if you're looking, I think you can find some interceptions there. Defensive interceptions, yep. Obviously, you have to pick a player, but maybe worth trying to find one on there that might be able to do it.
Those are always so...
It's a crapshoot, because the ball could be tipped, it could be caught by a defensive lineman. Anything could certainly happen in that one. But.
Mailman Mike texted in. He says, tell David he sounds like Beetlejuice today.
Ooh, that's who Liam's doing for Halloween tonight.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the movie, so.
Yeah, you've seen the original.
Yeah, but do they sound the same?
Yeah, it's the same person.
Oh, it is the
it's
same
Michael
person.
Keaton in both, yeah.
Oh, wow. How about that?
Yeah, like 30 plus. And it was cool because they kind of, they flash forward in time. So basically how old he was, then time has passed by and both him and Lydia are both the same age.
Interesting. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
I thought it was I really enjoyed the second Beetlejuice. And in most streaming services, you can find it out there. Now, obviously, you got to rent it for like $3 or $4.99, but,
Or so they say.
Oh, yeah, or so they say. Or so they say. If there's a will, there is a way.
And I got a brother named Will, and I tell you what, we used to always say that to him all the time. Hey, where there's a will, there's a way, brother.
And he'd be like, I got this.
Oh, yeah, man.
I love it.
I love all three of my brothers the same, but golly, he's done very well for himself. I'm proud of him.
Will has done well.
Yeah, Will has done well. And probably has a well on his property with all the daggum goats and everything that they got.
I like it. Hey, it's funny how goats are almost like a sign of currency now in this day and age.
Hey, good eating, baby.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't even know. I don't think I've ever had goat.
Goat meat. That's what
goat milk for sure, right?
Yeah. That's
good drinking then.
That's it. But the what was it? Jurassic Park. They put the goat out there for the Tyrannosaurus Rex.
I would have no issue eating goat. I mean, there's really not an animal that you could put in front of me that I would be like, I'm not going to eat that because I could see its face or whatever. Like, nah.
It's more the taste.
Yeah, I mean, if I hate to say this, but if dog tasted good and someone was like, hey, in a country where it's legal,
Far East,
it was legal,
it's part of the culture. Yeah. It's like you've done horse before, right?
Yeah.
In Russia.
Russia was crazy, bro.
Laws are a little different over there.
Well, but I think that there's some states where you can eat horse around here.
Yeah. Probably where they don't necessarily go with Reese's peanut butter cups.
There you go.
Yeah, out there, no doubt. All right, let's talk about a couple select games.
And you know that we probably have eaten a couple of dogs and cats in our lifetime at certain restaurants, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Hi-ya.
Usually have numbers associated with them. Hey,
I said this on the podcast last night. I wanna start a Chinese buffet called Number 2 Chinese Buffet because I was like the number one or whatever. Like we are number 2.
Yeah. Hey. There's 2, there's 3, there's 4, there's lots of places you can be in. Doesn't just have to be number 1. Ricky Bobby's dad tried to say that, but when he was in his right mind, he said, hey, there was 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yes, sir.
It is not illegal for someone in most states to eat meat from horses. There are very strict rules surrounding its purchase. It is illegal for someone in the United States to sell meat from a horse for commercial human consumption.
Fun fact.
Yep, there
horse
you go.
meat, fun fact. Nay. Chef Ross said, rest in peace, Choco Taco. Is it not around anymore?
What? I just had one 3 years ago.
That was 3 years ago. I thought you were saying 3 days ago. Duh. Are you Googling, does the Choco Taco still exist? If it doesn't, that's going to be disappointed.
I guess that it's like $500 on eBay.
Whoa. How have they been keeping it frozen?
You're right, no doubt. Yeah, they say the word was. Choco Taco was a Good Humor Breyers ice cream novelty resembling a taco. Wow.
That's depressing.
Way to ruin my Halloween, Chef Ross. I was going to go over to the DG and try to get me one.
You walk in there and you say, give me a Choco Taco.
And I'll say no.
Yeah, that's true. And then you'll storm out disappointed. Now, Jay's mic is on. It's just there's not a lot coming out of those that jaw. Yeah. But a very good-looking jawline.
Yeah.
Very sharp. Very sharp. Solid teeth, too. Looks like you've been taking care of them.
He's got that skull paste.
Yeah, skull paste. Skull paste indeed. All right, real quick, while we're still on the subject, I know you and me are going to do our pick'em, and then I'll get Jay's picks tomorrow. hopefully. Lions and the Packers, one of the bigger games coming up this weekend. Detroit's currently a 2.5-point favorite on the road. I think it was 3.5 yesterday when we were talking about it. So looks like some of that money is moving a little bit more to the home team. Let's see, Hard Rock's got it at 2.5 as well. Over under on Hard Rock is sitting at 48 right now. Some player props: David Montgomery, Josh Jacobs, Jahmyr Gibbs, all minus anytime touchdown props right now.
I'll take all three of them.
With David Montgomery being minus 120, Jahmyr Gibbs 125, and Josh Jacobs minus 130. I think I heard you guys talking on, I think it was yesterday on the show. They're called Sonic and Knuckles.
Sonic and Knuckles, yeah.
What a great nickname.
Yeah.
And
Jahmyr Gibbs is definitely fast as Sonic, and David Montgomery runs you over like Knuckles.
Yeah, it's a perfect. I mean, what a two-headed monster.
Yeah.
I mean, Detroit is just so loaded
across the board, man.
Across the board.
Yep.
I mean, I know they lost Aiden Hutchinson, but still, even defensively, they still played great last week. But, you know.
I almost took late in the game because I had, Lions minus 12, Amon Ra any time touchdown, and Jahmyr Gibbs, and that won like $121 or something, or $150, something like that. But then late in the game, I'm like, all right, they're going to keep on scoring. Sam Laporta was at plus 335, so I was about to just smash it, and I was like, let me just stay away from that one, and yeah,
there you go. Jared Goff last week let me down.
Yeah.
Didn't need to pass, but
86 yards.
86 yards, and I bet the over on his pass. I'm like, they're going to torch the Texans on passing, and they torched them, but just on the ground.
Yeah.
So right now, against the Packers, he's 232.5.
This game's going to be more competitive, so he's going to need to get near that number of 232.5.
Yeah.
So I
mean, you take away the 85 from last week, he's at 280, 315, 292, and then 199 against the Cardinals. So that was a low-scoring defensive game in that one. And obviously, of course, they don't have the other side yet because they don't know who it's going to be.
We don't know if it's Jordan Love or Malik.
Yeah. If you had inside information, how big of a, what would you do with the line if it was Malik Willis starting?
Lions.
Yeah, or where the line's 2.5 right now to the Lions.
So I would probably say Lions 4.5.
So it's worth a couple points.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's worth well more than that. But as far as like from the perspective of the book, like you can't just put it all on the Lions at that point. The Packers have already beaten the Titans. The Packers are a pretty good. They're a good football organization, and they're a better team overall than what the Titans are. So I mean, initially I wanted to say 5.5. Might like move it 3 points, but it's also where are we playing at? We're playing in Green Bay, so there is that situation as it stands. So yeah, and if it's Malik Willis going, I know that Packers fans. Well, Malik Willis has done a good job. All right, but the Lions are going to whoop you.
Yeah, the Lions are a whole different ball game than the teams they played when Malik started.
Absolutely.
But, yeah, we got to go ahead and take a quick break. When we get back, we will do our picks, give you the volleyball update on the North Bay Haven Bucks and their season, unfortunately coming to an end, and then talking about some of these high school football games coming up this weekend. You're listening to the Inside, or this Friday. You're listening to the Inside Drive. We'll be right back.
Weather in the Panhandle never stops. Turn to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast.
We're up to the minute weather reports all day long.
A chance of thunderstorms and moderate rain.
In-depth storm coverage.
Hurricane Helene.
And breaking weather as it happens.
We do have a tropical storm warning.
ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Hey folks, Chris Kramer with Bill Kramer GM. And the best place to listen to the Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey is inside a brand new vehicle from Bill Kramer GM. And I want you to know we've got 10 times the amount of inventory on the ground as we did this time last year, and darn near all of them are discounted. So shop us online at BillKramerGM.com or visit us the corner of Frankfurt and 23rd. We'll make it easy and take great care of you.
Macy's Friends and Family is going on right now, and it's the best time to shop for all the gatherings and gifting ahead. Use your coupon or Macy's card and take an extra 30% off the latest trends, new arrivals, and the best brands like Karl Lagerfeld Paris, Steve Madden, Hotel Collection, and more. And get 15% off beauty too. Plus, get free shipping with any $25 purchase today at Macy's. Savings off regular and already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Attention homeowners, are you dreaming of a backyard oasis? Look no further than S&R Fencing, your go-to destination for quality outdoor transformations. At S&R, they specialize in crafting custom fences, decks, retainer walls, and all exterior construction that not only enhances the beauty of your home, but also stands the test of time. Their experienced team takes pride in delivering top-notch craftsmanship with a personal touch. S&R Fencing, locally owned, licensed, and insured, and a member of the BBB.
Auburn basketball returns November 6th.
Hardwell to the basket with authority. Unbelievable.
Bruce Pearl and the reigning SEC tournament champions are ready to take on the most challenging schedule in school history.
Right wing three, Denver. Yes! Big three. Tonight. Turn, shoot, good.
Catch all the action on your home for Auburn basketball.
ESPN Northwest Florida. War Eagle.
Welcome to the Inside Drive, the next big thing.
It's a big, huge, giant deal.
Sports betting, huge reactions, your calls and real-time coverage of the stories you're following. Broadcasting from the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios on ESPN Northwest Florida.
You're listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Happy Halloween, DJ Davy Crockett on the ones and twos. He's doing this with, there's a piano back there right now. He's making all these noises happen all by himself. I don't know how he does it, but it's pretty impressive. Almost as impressive as my co-host hanging out here in studio. Hasn't moved the entire show. I don't know how he can stay so still for so long, but I certainly can't. And kudos to you, Jay, for being so calm today.
He's very stiff.
Very stiff indeed. Very stiff indeed. But he's going to go with a ride. He's going to go with me on a ride in the front seat of my car.
Yes,
here.
You're going to buckle him up?
Oh, absolutely.
I've seen a few cars like that this little Halloween season.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I wish you would have got him a wig, but I mean, that's how Jay's going to be looking here soon.
All right. Oh, man. I have that mullet wig in my bag. It's been in my bag since I wore it the one day.
You want to go get it right now for the final segment?
Yeah, absolutely. Right. It's in the it's in the big pouch.
In the back of your...
No. It's in my bag right here on the chair. Yeah, you don't even have to go super far. And while you're doing that, I'll talk about the last volleyball team that was standing from here in Bay County, the North Bay Haven Bucks. They played in the 3A region final this past. It's in the second biggest pocket at the very bottom. Yep, there you go. But Bay Haven, unbelievable season for them. They ended up being 22-4, losing 3-1 to Florida State University High School in the region final. Didn't quite make it to the Final Four, but an unbelievable season nonetheless. Lost the first set 26-24, close one there, had to go to an extra couple serves. Lost the second set 25-14, bounced back nicely 25-13 in the third set, and then the final set they lost that one 26-24. So they fought to the very end of their season, but kudos to the North Bay Haven Lady Bucks on an unbelievable volleyball season. Man, I'm glad you said something about a wig, because that's just way more fun, no doubt about it. We're going to take a quick picture of that one. Jay Henley in studio. And Jay, that's your hair's not going to look like that here come whenever you, it's funny how that...
Hey, that's a purdy skeleton right there.
That is a purdy skeleton, and, that skeleton might eat some Vienna sausage, maybe some potted meat. I don't know. It's...
Put a little golf tee in his hand.
There you go.
Right in your phalanges there, buddy.
Right in the phalanges. But yes, good stuff. Good stuff. Lady Bucks, great season. And, they were the last volleyball team here in Bay County standing in a pretty deep run there in the state tournament. But very proud of them. A lot of NFL, a lot of high school football games coming up this Friday. Some teams are done, but the Bozeman Bucks will travel over to Bay High for the final game of the season. Destin will take on Carrollwood Day. Mosley, as we mentioned, right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Brian Haddad will be doing the afternoon underdogs and the pregame show that will lead up to David, Kyle, and Robert Fleming with the pregame show, getting you ready for kickoff 6 p.m. here local time, 7 p.m. over there in Tallahassee. Mosley trying to go undefeated for the first time since 1981.
Yeah, buddy.
That's 43 years?
Yeah.
That's a big deal. Looking forward to hearing you guys on the call right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Sneed's traveling to play North Bay Haven Academy. Mariana against South Walton. Jefferson County against Port St. Joe. Final week of regular season high school football. As quick as it comes, as quick as it goes.
I hate it, man. Can we just start playing 100 games?
Yeah.
I would love that.
It's not a physical game at all.
Okay, 52 games, I guess.
That's fair.
We'll give you 4 bye weeks.
4 bye weeks. Okay, 48 weeks.
Yeah.
You got this.
48 weeks.
You got this. I mean, especially with the, sorry, I got to put him on my Instagram story. I tagged Jay in the other one. I don't know if you saw it or not. But they got all this technology and stuff. I mean, why can't you go that many games?
Yeah, because they can barely go, NFL level, and, they can barely go 17 without very tremendous injuries. So,
especially this year for certain. All right, David, let's get our picks in, and then I'll get Jay's tomorrow and see where we all stand. We talked about
do you want to do both of ours today, or you and Jay do y'all's tomorrow?
No, we'll do both of ours today. That way we can.
If you want to change yours, you can change.
No. Once it goes into the Excel spreadsheet, it goes into the Excel spreadsheet. All right, first game I got on the docket is Vandy at Auburn. I don't know off the top of my head.
-7 Auburn.
-7 Auburn at home in Jordan-Hare.
I don't know if it's moved at all, but I'll help you keep up with the spreads right now.
All right. Sometimes if it's not a top 25 team, it's kind of hard to find quickly.
That's why I like this CBS Sports app. Man.
Yes. I've used the Pro one, but I paid for the Pro 1 year, but then I did not renew it this year. I thought, -7 on Hard Rock, 48 total. All right.
Man, look, Auburn looked great last week, not taking anything away from them. I think Vanderbilt's a better football team. I think Vandy deserves respect. I think it was disrespectful of the football writers, whoever does the AP poll, to drop them out after a loss, but I understand it. I do. But what I don't understand is how you drop Missouri from 21 to 25 after getting blown out 34-0, regardless of the quarterback situation. Give me the Commodores. Give me the Commodores close. But still, I mean, they're getting 7 points, so...
Yeah, you're taking the spread. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I bet the money line's probably looking pretty good on that one.
I would imagine if it's a 7-point spread, money line. Yeah, plus 200.
Plus
2 to 1. 2 to 1 on that one. I try to not
I'm not
bet.
BYU in that one, but yeah.
But that's good value given, I mean, they played well at home. I mean, their road record's a little different than their home record, of course, and Jordan-Hare is a tough place to play.
And they did lose to Georgia State, I believe.
They did.
Over there at
earlier in the season.
Yeah, 100%. But like you mentioned, they haven't been as good on the road as what they've been, and then the element of Jordan-Hare for sure. But yeah, give me Vanderbilt.
All right, there you go. Next, we got Ohio.
I'm drinking the Kool-Aid.
Drinking that Commodore Kool-Aid. Ohio State at Penn State. I'll pick first in this one. Every time I try to pick Penn State to upstate Ohio State, it never happens. So I've got to go with Ohio State. I think they've got more talent. They've got more to lose. They're going to go into Happy Valley. If it was a night game, maybe I'd feel a little different about it. Close game, but Ohio State's played several close games this year, and I think they play another one and beat Penn State in Happy Valley.
Yeah, Ohio State's 3.5-point favorite here. I think had Ohio State blown Nebraska out, then that feels better for Penn State, but because Ohio State struggled in that game to get points up on the board, and then also Will Howard wanted to go to Penn State didn't give him any looks, so chip on the shoulder. Give me Ohio State.
There you go. I like it. 2 Ohio States. All right, next, Ole Miss traveling up there to Fayetteville. Can the Arkansas Razorbacks upset the Fighting Kiffins?
Yes, they can. But the question is, will they? Lane Kiffin at this point in time, they've already suffered 2 losses. That one of them is understandable to LSU and Death Valley. I get it. But then the one earlier to Kentucky at the house, very tough pill to swallow.
There.
Give me Ole Miss. But Arkansas with 7 looks intriguing.
All right. I want to go against the grain on this one. Arkansas did upset Tennessee earlier this year. It was at home. No, it's not going to get it back to 10. I'm going to do better than the NFL. I am going to take Arkansas on this one.
Yeah.
It's going to knock Ole Miss out of any potential playoff opportunity. The loss to Kentucky was not a good loss. A 3-loss team is not going to get in this year. So let's go with the Arkansas Razorbacks in this one.
I don't know. We'll see, man. We'll see if a 3-loss team gets in or not. I just think we've got so much more chaos to see this year.
To unfold.
Yes.
And it would be great. It would be great to see some. Yeah, okay. Ole Miss 8 on
Hard Rock?
On Hard Rock.
Okay.
Yeah.
53.5 same way?
53.5 same way. Arkansas plus 240 on the money line. All right, next, Minnesota and Illinois. Minnesota traveling to Illinois. I think that's a pretty close one. 2.5 on Hard Rock, over under 45.5. Obviously, Illinois, I believe, in the Big Ten is undefeated. Don't quote me on that.
No, because they lost to Oregon last week.
That's right. So they're not. Yeah, the 2 time zone got them. This one does not have anything to do with the 2 time zone action. I'll go first on this one. I'm going to take Illinois to continue playing decent football this year. Minnesota Golden Gophers haven't showed me enough to win this game at Illinois.
Give me the Fighting Illini as well.
Illini, indeed. All right. Time just goes fast in this last segment. Texas A&M at South Carolina. I don't want to say a surprising, very close line. What was it, 2.5 last time I saw it? South Carolina, Texas A&M. Let's say it's a later game. Man, where are you, South Carolina?
Oh, South Carolina, Texas A&M. So they're playing 2:30, I believe. Texas A&M, South Carolina. Why is this one hard to find?
Yeah, I've scrolled up and down all the way through.
Okay, 6:30 kickoff. I got to go with Texas A&M.
Right.
Got to go with Texas A&M.
Yeah, and I agree with you. I'd love to see a South Carolina upset. I think it's going to be a tough environment. 2001: A Space Odyssey is going to bring them all out there, and it's going to be tough to play. But I just think Texas A&M has too much talent, and they have too much to lose in this game. So they've got to get it done. I'm going to take Texas A&M as well. All right, David. Texans, Jets.
Texans, Jets. Give me the Texans.
Cowboys, Falcons.
Give me the Falcons, but I'm not going to be surprised if Dallas wins.
They got to win one eventually.
Yeah.
Right? Bears, Cardinals.
Cardinals.
Lions, Packers.
Lions.
Rams, Seahawks.
He's got his receivers back. Rams.
Oh, man. I want to take... All right. Yeah, we're going to be pretty much spot on that one, Bummer. I was hoping you would take the Seahawks because I was going to take the Rams.
It's intriguing. It's intriguing.
I'm going Texans, Falcons. I will go Bears, and I will go... if I knew the starting quarterback, I'd feel better about that one. So this time, I've got to go Lions, and then I'm also going to go Rams as well. We appreciate you guys listening to the Inside Drive today. Supposedly, Jay will be in the flesh tomorrow. David Hayes will be traveling over there to Tallahassee. Good luck with the game. Good luck to the Mosley Dolphins, and Afternoon Underdogs coming up at 4 p.m. Have a safe and enjoyable Halloween. Look both ways. Don't eat open candy. And, of course, watch out for the napkin that opens in your mouth.
Yeah.
This just in.
Get the latest sports news, scores, and updates from 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Follow us on Facebook for exclusive content, behind-the-scenes action, live streams, and the chance to interact with your favorite hosts.
Stay connected. Stay connected. Stay connected.
Join the conversation on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Search for ESPN Northwest Florida and crush the follow button.
I follow you on social media.
We're always here to keep you in the game.
Good afternoon. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your forecast on this Thursday. Mostly sunshine the rest of the day with a gentle breeze out of the south-southeast around 11 miles per hour and look for it to be 81. Tonight there will be mostly clear skies with the temperature reaching 68. Mostly sunny tomorrow with a high of 81. Saturday we'll have a high of 81 and mostly sunshine. This weather is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Hey Gator fans, bring your family and friends to Rocket Lanes, home of the Panhandle Gator Club. While you enjoy Gator football watch parties in the sports bar with fellow Gators, your family and friends can enjoy bowling, roller skating, and the many entertaining electronic games. All Gator fans are also welcome to attend the Panhandle Gator Club meetings, 6 p.m. every second Tuesday of the month at the same location. Follow Gator gatherings all year long at panhandlegatorclub.com. Go Gators!